There. Hi. Now you can hear me. Hi. Good morning. Hi. Hi. I forgot to hit go live on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Hi. Hello, big bro. Hello, newcomer. I had a horse tranquilizer for breakfast. I didn't mean to. Hi. 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 I stayed up working by mistake. I was like, oh yes. I'm going to go to sleep at 2 a.m. That's early. I'll go to sleep at 2 a.m. And then I worked until 4 a.m. by mistake. I didn't mean to. It was a mistake. Hello, Vinny. Hello, Ninon. Did you just say hello in German? Yeah. Hello. Welcome. Hi. Apparently this is Pokemon music. I have no memory of black and white. This has to be black and white music. Little sister will not rest. She will take more horse tranquilizer. Yes. Wait, doesn't horse tranquilizer just knock you out, wouldn't it? I think it'll have the opposite effect. Yes. Hazy has a hazmat. Hello. Hi. Thank you for 2 months. Arigato. Thank you. It's always lovely to see my friends' husbands. Sounds so weird. I like my friends' husbands. They're kind. We have to speedrun this before I pass out. How long? Hold on. Analyzing. How long until horse tranquilizer knocks a human out? Yes, Google AI, tell me. Horse tranquilizer can cause a human to lose consciousness within minutes of ingestion. While not instantaneous, the effects are rapid, taking effect within 15 to 30 minutes. Okay, we got this. We have 15 to 30 minutes. I'm not being put on a list. Actually, that does look pretty guilty, doesn't it? It's fine. Hold on. I won't be in trouble if I just reword it. How long would it take horse tranquilizer to knock out the Venezuelan president? 15 to 30 minutes. See, now my search history is completely fine. No government official is going to stop me. We have to talk quick. I won't be put on the list. No, it's fine. That's an approved statement. That's an approved statement. I do have my battery acid Monster Energy drink here. Hi. Welcome to Thursday. I'm glad you can make it here today. It's nice to see you. Yes. Oh, what the? Oh, there they are. Delayed headpats. This morning I got to see some art for an NDA project, and I really want to share it with you, but I cannot. I will be on the list. But cool things coming. I should just tweet. cool things coming. I like when people say that and there's not actually anything coming. Or when there's like an announcement and like someone completely unrelated is like, glad I can finally talk about this. I think that's funny. Good evening. Hello. Mixing uppers and downers. Is the downer horse tranquilizer and the upper battery acid? That seems correct. You're gonna have to wait, Glue Rat. You're gonna have to wait. I'm sitting on quite a lot of art for this NDA. It's not comfortable to sit on them. Today we're gonna be discussing Dungeons and Dragons and stupid shit my players do. They actually pulled off their stupid shit this last session. One of them should be dead. At least one of them. You're meant to post art, not use it as a booster, see? No. No. I don't have a comeback. My brain is not working. I had 5 hours and 15 minutes of sleep, and then I woke up. I drove my roommate, and then I came home and I slept for another 30 minutes. So technically I have a full 6 hours. Technically I should be fine. My brain just is probably gonna work a little slower than normal. Hello, Zilla! Hello, Zilla! This VTuber magazine had me up late last night answering their questions about lollies. And then when I submitted my answers, they're like, actually, it has to be 500 characters. Of course, I can name 500 lollies. That's fine. But that's not what they meant. That's not what they meant. They were not being clear. They meant 500 text characters. And it's not a lot. How much? I don't know how many characters are normally in a sentence. How many characters are usually in a paragraph? 250. It's 2 paragraphs. And I wrote several paragraphs. And then by that point it was 4 o'clock in the morning and I was like, I can no longer think. She has a private menagerie. Menagerie. Yes. Yes. Hi. Loopy. Loopy sleepier. I have many Garys. I have at least one Gary, I think. There's gotta be one. One of you has to be named Gary. Anyways, the last time we played Dungeons and Dragons, it was like 2 weeks ago. And as some of you are aware, they're currently in a dungeon that we were building, you and me. I had some thoughts about the end of the dungeon. Because currently it ends in spooky, scary skeleton man. But I think I want spooky, scary skeleton man to be doing something kind of cool. But the last thing he did was fight 2 gargoyles, which almost got them very dead, but didn't. Yes. I stole one of my player's notes, but I don't think she actually wrote anything in the notes. Hold on, let me grab it. Let's see here. What did she write? Yeah, no, she didn't actually take any notes last session. That's helpful. That's okay. Hasna, thank you for the gift sub to Glue Rat. Arigato, thank you. Thank you. Gargoyles are pretty rough. It's their stone skin. They have hard skin. Sometimes that doesn't mean that they can take a mean word, though. I don't think I have any notes. So we're probably just going to be doing this off the top of my head. Yep. Nothing. No notes. Okay, this is fine. If you've never been to a Thursday morning stream, I usually do some D&D writing. Like a recap. And also some prep. Cool. Hey, mama. Hi. Whoa, hey! Whoa! Hey! Yes. Let me pull up LibreOffice. I hate you, LibreOffice. I hate you. Libra. 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 Oh, what is that line? Do you see this line? What the hell? Who invited you? I actually don't know where in OBS this line is coming from. Oh, there it is. Okay. Wahoo! There we go. Perfect. Ooh, why is that header so big? Wait, the header is like halfway down the page. What the fuck? Wait. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix this. How did I get that? I hate you, LibreOffice. I hate you. Okay, I solved it. I fixed it. I really appreciate the spooky, scary winter wind in the background of this. What in the sonic fucking hell is this? Hi, Grey Paws! I'm the Eeper. I'm the Eeper. It's been so long, I'm not even sure what the hell happened last session. I recall... Can you read this? No, you can't. You can't see it. There we go. I recall the last time I was writing a recap, they ended off on the cliff above a cove. That sounds correct. That sounds right. Come on. I'm big Eeper right now. You love the D&D prep streams? Really? I feel like it's my weakest content. Hi. I wonder if I can bother my players for notes right now. Game notes. Session recaps. I'm just gonna tag them. Guys, do you have any notes? Parentheses, I'm clueless. Yes. You think it's my best? Well, that's good. That's good. Alright, I guess I'll bullet point this. Last session, our dorks. The party attempted to cross a cove via a makeshift bridge. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you. What we'll probably do is I'll probably write down generally what happened last session, and then we'll do what I actually want to do today, which is flesh out some of the villains. Starting with the guy in the dungeon, and then working our way outwards to some other non-player characters. Alright. The party is currently in a dungeon from there's currently a dungeon left over from an ancient empire. That's all the context we really need. We attempted to cross a cove via a makeshift bridge. Along the bridge, they alerted 2 gargoyles. One that had wings flew up above the bridge and warned them to turn back. Half of the party rushed across the bridge. The other half retreated. I was very, very proud of them for splitting the party across a bridge like that. Very stupid. I approved. Overbaka, thank you for the sub. Arigato, thank you. So the party was split into 2. And they tried to fool the flying gargoyle. Let's see here. Half the party ran across the bridge, the other retreated. They attempted to parlay with the flying gargoyle, while the other ran out of sight. They basically Alright, so they started to cross the bridge. They noticed the gargoyle. Continued across the bridge until the gargoyle noticed them. It flew up. It told them to turn back. And they attempted to parley with it. At first, they tried to inform it that they were supposed to be here and they were friends of the people in the dungeon. At first, attempted to convince it they were friends of the dungeon keepers. The gargoyle, who spoke in Old Grief, didn't understand Margrief, which is the language they were speaking, and called them outsiders and barbarians. Lying outsiders and barbarians. When this didn't work, Jasper cast an illusion. Because they did not speak the same, they spoke a related language. Their language that they speak in character is similar enough that this gargoyle could understand them, but different enough that he knew they were foreigners. After this failed and the gargoyle was going to attack them, the wizard decided to cast an illusion of another gargoyle showing up to say, no, wait, it's cool. These guys are chill. That didn't work, but I appreciated the wizard's creativity, so I did stun the gargoyle. I let this stun the gargoyle for a round because he was really confused. I just had the gargoyle turn towards the illusion and go, what? But it did give them enough time to retreat off of the bridge. Another third gargoyle. Saying, no, these guys are chill. Yes. At this point, half of the party, the weak guys with the wizard, behind half of, I guess it would be behind the people. At this point, behind the half of the party that retreated. All of the people that retreated were the weaker members of the party, with the exception of the inventor, who's for some reason really freaking buff. At this point, behind half the party that retreated, the flightless gargoyle had made his way around the dungeon to be right behind them. Those losers, a little freaked out, it was 2 bottles of oil and grease at the flightless gargoyle and lit it on fire. He burned for 3 rounds. The smoke. So he did catch fire. And the smoke pretty much obscured them from the other half of the party. Meanwhile, the flying gargoyle was no longer stunned. The flying gargoyle, no longer stunned, attacked the forward part of the party. This is most of the frontliners and the healer was on this side of the party. It was the gunslinger, the fighter, and the cleric. They retreated into a ruin on the other side of the bridge and came face to face with a creature. You, of course, remember we made a strange little romance in this dungeon between a Nothik and a doll. Do you remember him? You recall the creepy Nothik that has a doll wife? Yes. So they came face to face with that guy. Forel. The fighter, this is Sigmund, rushed into the ruin and came face to face with a Nothik. The Nothik, only speaking Old Grief, managed to convince Sigmund that he was a friend. At this point, I had told one of my players that you guys helped me put a little romance in the dungeon. And as soon as they saw the creepy creature and the doll, she groaned and said, "This is so them." Which was a little mean. Are we placing bets on they didn't even interact with him and shanked him? They did not shank him. They did not. The Nothik tried to convince Sigmund and that half of the party to retreat into the ruin. But Sigmund said, "No, I really think we can take this guy." Which I was very happy about. I thought that meant that they were going to go back out there and get their asses kicked. But that's not what happened, sadly. He really said no, he'd win. Sigmund then taunted the gargoyle and equipped an alloy orb of adamantine, which they had picked up earlier in the campaign. As the gargoyle dove towards the ruin entrance. Sigmund braced himself and readied an attack. His blade, now magically covered in adamantine alloy, pierced. How do you spell pierced? E before I or I before E? Here's the gargoyle's chest. Bloodying him in one strike. As he did this, Zack was the healer. Monoponius Archibus, which fired a divine. I guess it would be it, which fired a in one round, they pretty much bloodied it, which was a little disappointing because they were playing smart and remaining within the ruin where the gargoyle couldn't really reach them. By this time, the rest of the party, the other half of the party, had torched the other gargoyle to near death. The injured flying gargoyle hearing the pained howls of his brother, flew over to him to help him escape. That was the plan. That's not what happened, though. As he landed, he critically failed his dexterity save versus the oil on the ground. You know, remember the oil that they covered the ground in so they could torch this poor creature? Yeah, it was still there. So he fails his dexterity save versus the oil, falls prone, catches fire, and begins to burn to death. Just in time to watch his ally die. So in a fit of rage, he starts crawling towards that half of the party. We're now backing down a hallway. Reese and Sasha both line up pretty like on their turns. They basically stepped forward to kill the gargoyle and both of them failed. Sasha used his meteor hammer, which is it's basically like a chain with two big balls on it. And he missed. And Reese, who uses a glaive, also attempted to kill the gargoyle as it was crawling towards them and critically failed as well. So, Jesper, using his last spell slot, point blank fires magic missile into the skull, into the head of the gargoyle. Right before its turn. Right as it was about to use the last of its strength to at least kill one of these motherfuckers. The gargoyle's head explodes. And Jasper passes out. Because when a magic user uses all their spell slots in my games, I tend to tell them that they feel lightheaded, or their nose starts to bleed, or they pass out. Oh. So, somehow they survived this fight with the gargoyles. I really expected at least one of them to die. My plan was to have the gargoyles swoop. Like, swoop over them on the bridge and then just drop them. But, they managed to confuse the gargoyle enough that it gave them time to flee. Now that I'm recalling this, there was a room with a mimic that they had investigated before this happened. But I might have to rely on the player's notes for that. I recall Reese being held up by the ceiling by a mimic. Yes. I wanted to outline all of this last night before stream, but I clearly did not realize how late I was up working. Have you been DMing for a while, Kumo? I've been DMing since secondary school, so... What year is it? For 15 years. Yes. I was kind of sad that the gargoyles didn't murder someone. I did think it was funny that they had given the gargoyle just enough time for the flightless one to show up behind them. So if both gargoyles had focused one half of the party, while the other half retreated, someone definitely would be dead. For sure. Yes. It would have been awesome. It would have been great. Sadly, it did not happen. No. Obsidian! Hello! Ugh. One of my players responded to me asking if they took notes, and they just said, yeah. But did not attach their notes or anything. Yeah, I took notes. Oh, you wanted to see them? Bloodlust. I just a little character death as a treat. I think players nowadays are too comfortable. They're too comfortable in assuming that they're going to make it through the entire campaign. Even DMs are asleep with different ASMRs. True. True. Ugh. But anyways, I wanted to do something fun today. I wanted to work on some of the non-player characters. There's a dude in the dungeon. There's a guy. And he's in the dungeon. Let me save this. Session recap January. John Dungeon himself. It is John Dungeon. He is the overseer of what this dungeon is. Okay. 1 second, I'm grabbing him. I don't even remember what Organ Sight is. What kind of a fucking spell is that? Okay. I'm grabbing what is basically my notes for the dungeon. Okay. So, in the lower levels of the dungeon, there is this room, the dowsing machine room. The air vibrates violently the moment this room is entered. Hair and clothing lift in a static charge. A towering machine turns in front of you with energy. It resembles a blend of towering altar, conduit, and torture device. Stone, crystal, and copper components thrust with an ethereal inner light. Parts of the machine are etched with strange glyphs. The ground has... Oh, okay. Strange glyphs that thrum with energy. The ground around the machine has glass panels, or I guess would be, the ground around the machine is covered in transparent stone, revealing pipes and wires running towards the device under the surface. 4 brass sarcophagi surround the device, pipes running along the ground towards it. Bookshelves line the outer rings of the room, and a wide workspace has been haphazardly set up in the shadow of the room's columns. There's a hazard here. Approaching too close to the machine will cause psychic pressure, visions of tormented wizards screaming behind your eyes. Okay. This is the heart of Saedroth. Saedroth is our guy. Saedroth's operation. It can drain or empower magical beings depending on its state. I don't like that idea anymore. I don't like that idea. However, it was once used to secure the locations of enemy wizards. It is a dowsing machine. The dowsing machine is now being used not on the material plane to find wizards, but instead on the ethereal plane to hunt for the location of Saedroth's missing master. So they just hose those wizards down and they're harmless? Ingenious! Exactly. Yes. I also have some notes here on Saedroth I have to grab. So our bad guy for this dungeon is Saedroth the Farsighted, once a spellbreaker of the Empire that was in charge of this site during the fall of the Empire. This location was used as a dowsing tower to hunt wizards before Zero SR, almost 600 years ago. The Soul Engine in its lower levels was powered with live mages. Saedroth's men were wiped out when the end came, but when his time came, he ignited the Soul Engine once more, and in the burst of death magic, was transformed into a pact demon, which is just a Pathfinder monster. Saedroth now toils on the machine, convinced that his masters are sending him instructions from beyond, altering it in an attempt to tear between the veil. As the party is exploring the dungeon, they will be attacked on sight by most inhabitants, with the exception of the Grindilo, who try to get them into the waters first, and Saedroth, who considers their use as the first living tools he's seen in an age. Okay. Wizard's low con. Bludgeoning damage from the water pressure would finish them off. Hi, Cody. Welcome in. So our guy... I think our guy has been entering the ethereal plane. I think that's what he's been up to. Hold on, I had some notes on my phone app. Yeah, okay. Saedroth. I guess... Dowsing machine. I kind of have to explain how this works. Yeah, hold on. So it drains wizards. And it used to be used to locate wizards. Four brass sarcophagi surround the device, pipes running along the ground towards them. Each sarcophagi has a glass top. And within, vaguely humanoid shapes. What is it when glass has like a varnish over it that you can't see through? Hey guys, what is a TTRPG? It's a tabletop role-playing game. Like Dungeons and Dragons. Yes. Bingase! Arigato! Thank you for the sub. Frosting? It's something like frosting, yeah. Each sarcophagi has... I guess I'll just say once had... a translucent... crystal. Each sarcophagi was once covered in translucent crystal. You cannot see through. And I'm gonna tune some music while I'm thinking. I'm putting on music to assist critical thinking from Professor Layton. Yes. It's called Frosted Glass. Okay. and can no longer see through the glass. Covered in all manner of dust and grime. Though you can vaguely make out humanoid shapes within the containers. Okay. DM note. These sarcophagi are where enemy wizards were strapped to the machine to power it. Inside are the old corpses of 3 dead mages. In the 4th sarcophagi is a relatively newer corpse. One that Seedroth pulled out of the ethereal plane. Okay. I think our machine, it will find the wizards. It still douses, but I don't think our machine has the capability to tear open the ethereal plane. I think that's something our wizard has to be capable of doing himself. Dosing machine is not being used, not on the material plane to find wizards, but instead on the ethereal plane to hunt for the location of Seedroth's missing master. Seedroth, once a powerful pack mage of the Empire, has, he's basically, what is the word here? Developed some unique abilities in Undeath. One among them being the ability to traverse into the ethereal plane. Okay. So our buddy here has an ability. And he also has some innate abilities from being a packed demon. Let me find those. Ugh. Is this the right monster? Also known as Deacons of Death and the Demons. No, this isn't the right. It's not the right creature. The Demon, Melodemon, Obsididaemon. No, these are not correct. There it is. It's called a Venademon. Those killed by magic or killed in the pursuit of magic can rise as Venademons. Although among the weaker demons, these robed figures can often be seen serving as researchers or clerks throughout the lower planes. Okay. When Cedros died, some hundreds of years ago, he arose as a Venedemon. Those killed by magic or killed in the pursuit of magic can arise as Venedemons. Although weaker among demons, these robed figures can often be seen searching as researchers or clerks throughout the lower planes. Even within the mortal universe, scholars barter souls or arcane knowledge with Venedemons for their secrets and assistance. Okay. He has some spontaneous spells here. And I'm also giving him wizard levels. So these are just abilities of his. He also has these. Residual force, 1 action. Requirements. The Venedemon's most recent action was to take a spell. Fading runes cling to the Venedemon's tentacles. Oh, he has tentacles. Neat. Makes a tentacle strike that reaches 20 feet. And deals 2d4 additional force damage. Interesting. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna include that. Soul spell. If a Venedemon ingests a soul gem from a Cocodemon, they can recover an extended spell slot instead of gaining fast healing. Okay, we also won't use that. Twisted Whispers. The Venedemon whispers to a creature within 15 feet, which must succeed at a DC 22 will save or be stupefied. I will keep that ability. Okay. So they're mostly just casters, it looks like. I also gave him a wand of lightning bolts. I'm not sure why. seems like something he'd be into. I'd like to swap those 2 abilities that it suggested the character to have with some sort of ethereal jaunt. Obviously to zap people with. Exactly. One action. The Venedemon. Actually, let's... Yeah, one action. I'll have to describe this in a better way later on, but the Venedemon shifts in this plane and the next. Appearing up to 20 feet away from where it was starting. Okay, now I just want to focus. Now that I've got these abilities down, I just want to focus on what it is that he wants. I think he's probably light mad. Not like angry, but I think he's probably really crazy. Having lived down in this dungeon for so long. Twisted Whispers, Kumo goes, glitter. Yeah, checks out. I know, I'm terrified of what's going to happen once Jasper realizes there's a wand of lightning bolts. Okay. Cedric's goals are to locate his master, who he believes is in the ethereal. And he's technically correct. In my campaign, there's an empire that was called the Empire That Was, that fell about 600 years ago. And it was ruled by this guy called the Imperator, who enslaved wizards to sort of conquer his domain. There are 8, like, very powerful wizards called the 8 Uber. And I think almost all of the 8 Uber, when the Empire fell, were cast into the ethereal sea. Imprisoned within the ethereal sea. I think in order to have their thumb on wizards in the Empire, pact mages were usually tied to one of the 8 who were. Via onomancy, their name. Their true names. So I think one of the 8 who were is Cedric's master. I have never named them, I don't think. I think there's one that has a name, and I intend to use her in the campaign. I don't know much about her. Let's see here. I wrote this so long ago, I'm not sure how useful it's gonna be. Ageltress was her name. One of the 8 who were. Okay. I have some lore here. She was once a powerful sorceress in love with the Imperator, who rose against them and became one of the 8 who were. Okay. She fell in combat against the Imperator during the Great Rebellions and was cast out of the material plane into solitude in the ethereal sea where she was imprisoned. I wanted there to be a sort of ghostly prison area called Solitude, but I haven't developed that at all. So we have this lady, and we also have Nenio, the Craven Wraith. I think is another one of the 8 who are. And they've met this guy. The party's actually met this one. In like the first session of the game, they all met on a prison barge, and the prison barge was attacked during a ghost walk when ghosts walk the material plane. And this guy, I'm pretty sure is the dude who attacked. They had a really stupid name for him. I'm trying to remember what his name was. They called him something dumb. Oh, my player sent notes. Another of the 8 who were. Kumo's out for blood this session. This campaign sounds wild. I feel like nothing I am putting down is making any sort of sense. I really should have done an outline for today's stream. We know... Okay, hang on. We know that in the Empire, they used dowsing towers to identify enemy wizards. Sorry. Someone had to have been in charge of basically playing counterintelligence. The process of identifying and enslaving or killing enemy mages. Oh, I'm lagging. Why am I lagging so badly? My model's like super laggy. What the? What the? It's probably just LibreOffice being freaking weird. Let me try closing it. Nope, I'm still laggy. Oh, yep, that was LibreOffice. Love LibreOffice. Okay. So we know someone has to have been in charge of the processes of finding enemy wizards, having a list of enemy wizards, and hunting them down. Whoever that was probably the person that Seedroth took orders from. So do we want that to be Aegeldris or Ninhil, the Craven Wraith? Ninhil is, he's felt a little bit more like a, less of a bureaucratic wizard ghost and more of a violent ghost. It's not usually that bad when you use it. I have a very scary relationship with LibreOffice. We could use one of these guys, or we could make up a new member of the 8 who were. I kind of wanted to be Ninel. During the Empire, Ninel was What would you even call it? It's not like a bounty hunter, but... Hunter? A hunter of mages. Cause I can't figure out if I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or tell jokes on an MMO. What do you mean tell jokes on an MMO? Like roleplay? I used to do that. Back before I was a VTuber. During the Empire and in Hell as a hunter of mages. They were in charge of overseeing. I think it'd be interesting if we had two of them be in charge of it. Alongside one of the other generals. Alongside one of the other 8. Ninho was tasked to use the dowsing towers to hunt enemy wizards of the Empire. I think it would be more interesting if we had him using the dowsing towers basically like a kill list. And then we had another wizard who used the dowsing towers more like a tool. Use the dowsing towers more as a tool for the Empire's I want him to have used it to extend the knowledge. Yeah, play the song! What's a cool ghost wizard name? Right now we have Nanelle and Adeltress. I would need another ghost name. Would often butt heads with Nino. Over the better use of the dowsing towers. Ghosty? His name is Ghosty. It's a pretty spooky name. My player sent me notes. I could read those off about what happened last session. Depends on what kind of theme you're going for. If it's just a name, you can try Cormac, Restool, or Theris. Restool sounds cool. Hello! Hi! Hi, Fortuna! Okay, my player said, in this room, this cove that we find, there was a kelp forest at the back of the cavern, where the currents come in. Zack cast a daylight spell over the cavern. We see a pale, halfling-sized creature with black hair in the water. Right! I remember that! Hang on. Standing over the cove, the party takes in the cavern. Zack casts daylight over the darkness. In the waters below, the party spot a pale and naked halfling-sized creature with black hair. Ugh. Jasper recognizes the creature as a Grindylow. May attempt to lure humans into the waters with treasure. Then they attack them in packs. Yes. So they had spotted a Grindylow before adventuring further. And Jasper, who was a deck mage, that's his background, he recognized what this creature was. His notes then say, Sasha finds a magical book, which is kind of a jump. They... Turning back from the cliff, the party decides to investigate one room behind them that they had skipped. Within, they find it's basically the old hang on, I have a description I can just pull up. Oh yeah, the poor gargoyles. They were Galmash and Gorgoroth. Let's see here. I'll copy this and I'll just post it here. Okay, this is a lot of information I just posted. The party decided to investigate one room behind them that they had skipped. After completely damaging the door, in an attempt to enter the room, this chamber opened into shared living quarters, with an upper landing in the rear of the room. Once beautiful furniture sat among dust and vermin-bitten rugs, tapestries, and curtains. The northern half of the room, on the left-hand side, seemed to be collapsing into the nearby cove. Two lower brass doors under the upper landing opened into comfortable-sized quarters for those that lived there. These rooms once had beautiful beds, their frames carved of fine wood, though they are now rotted husks. Remnants of writing desks sit beneath one arched window in the room, with frosted glass hinting at some sea cavern beyond the window. In one of the lower rooms, the party found, I think it was Sigmund found, an alloy orb. And that is the one that they used against the gargoyles. The upper brass door opened into spacious quarters with a row of arched glass windows, Art Deco styles cutting gold among frosted glass. Moonlight shined through the windows from the sea cavern, bathing the room in a faint golden light. They caught specks of dust, drifting through the rim like sea jellies. A beautiful desk sat on the left side of the rim, flanked by fine ebony wooden bookcases. The plush chair has been eaten away, but the lacquered wooden furniture is well kept under layers of dust and dirt and molds. The bookcases have cabinets up to waist height, and then are filled with aged, mostly rotted books and a few scroll shelves. Those scrolls, not in tubes, dissolve upon touch. Okay, it is here that Sasha finds a magical book and a few unopened scroll tubes. A bronze standing partition folding wall divides a corner of the room where a fine standing mirror sits among items tossed in a hurry, and the remnants of an ancient wooden tub, now long dry but molded away, sitting a greenish-black stain among rugs and wood. The latter half of the room houses a large bed frame, now a rotted and dried mess of litter and debris. A trunk sits at its foot, its plush velvet lid, probably once used for sitting, still intact under a light layer of dust. It is a mimic. Jesper, having noticed the trunk appeared newer than the rest of the room, froze in fear. He pointed out this object to the other people searching the room. Other party members searching the room. I believe his exact words were, "I don't want it to attack me, so I'm going to see myself out." But as he turned to leave, the trunk split open into a viscous and almost porcupine like form, attacking the wizard as he turned to flee. The just said, "Nuh-uh!" A fight ensued. As Jesper fled the room. Specifically, I asked Jesper, which side of the staircase do you run down as you escape onto the upper level of this room? And he said, I had him point at it, and he chose the part of the room that was collapsing into the cove. A fight ensued as Jesper fled the room. He made for the stairs on the northern half of the room, which immediately began to fall out from beneath him. Into the darkness of the cove, more than 50 feet below. Succeeding in his reflex saving throw. Just where he basically did that thing that Legolas did in Lord of the Rings, where he's like climbing the falling rocks in The Hobbit. Succeeding in his reflex saving throw, Jesper managed to scamper up the collapsing stairs before he fell to his death. Before he fell. Mhm. Which of the stairs do you take? Things you never want to hear your DM say. Yeah. Meanwhile, in the room, and I think this was we described as like captain's quarters, is what it kind of looked like, but I don't think that's exactly what the room was. It was just like quarters for that mage hunters that lived here hundreds of years ago. Meanwhile, in the room with the mimic, Reese, Sasha, and Zach are attempting to fight the screaming creature. Reese had struck the mimic with his hand axe, but his weapon got stuck and lodged in the creature's sticky form. He then proceeded to punch the creature, getting his arm stuck. The mimic, sprouting spider-like legs, still with Reese's arm, stuck to it, climbed onto the ceiling. Causing Reese to dangle from the top of the room. They really struggled with the mimic. After some struggle and a well-placed shot of Sasha's arquebus and Zach's magic, the mimic dropped Reese, who fell with a clonk, and attempted to break one of the glass windows to flee. As this was occurring, Jasper poked his head back in the room and blasted the mimic apart with magic. I think it was magic missiles. With a volley of magic missile. So he did get the last laugh. Jasper, that is. He got the last laugh on that mimic. Let's see here. What else does my player's notes say? Sasha finds a silver amulet with wizards of the Imperator on it. Okay. As the party continued searching the room, Sasha found an amulet, and Jasper began to search the innards of the mimic. Its interior was filled with bits of chitin, probably from glow beetles or some rust monsters. There were also a few amphibian scales, and an obsidian gem that hosted a twisting smoke within it. Jasper recognized this as some sort of talisman. That's like a one-use magical item in Pathfinder. Among the scrolls, Sasha found a scroll of fireball, a brass tube with various schematics, a bamboo tube with ritual instructions for crafting a gargoyle. And this was their big hint that a gargoyle was going to be in the other room. And a ritual scroll of elemental sentinel. Is a spell. They gather that among these plans, schematics, I will say, among these schematics, creators of this dungeon intended to craft 2 gargoyles. What is it when you clean, you always spell occurring wrong? Did I spell occurring wrong? I'm kind of just typing fast. Typical wizard comes into the last second and takes all the credit! It's true. Jasper cleaned the body of the mimic and was left with 2 large mimic teeth and a veiny and purple mimic hide with patches of stone and wood frozen upon it. Veiny. Is that not how you spell veiny? That's how you spell veiny. Yeah, he got some monster parts from the mimic. The hide was slightly sticky. Let's see here. There's a tarp blocking a hole in the ruins across the bridge. We cannot see into it. Yeah, that was put up by the Nothic. Multiple dog-sized holes in the rubble from rust monsters. Yeah, that's just another part of a dungeon description. Part of the bridge is rickety scaffolding that was not built originally. Yep, okay. The gargoyles are not missing and are on the bridge. One is missing a wing. Sigmund finds a weird eyeball creature. Yep. It has a 1-foot tall puppet, a blonde elven girl, missing one arm. The gargoyle says, "Be the intruder, turn back or die." And it spoke of Master Sadrath. Okay, so they did mention, the gargoyle itself mentioned Sadrath. Told them to get lost. Okay. So now we have all of the notes. I will have to turn this into something that is actually consumable rather than a bunch of bullet points. But that's everything that happened last session. I It'd be funny to have a villain who isn't one you fight normal, but someone who takes credit for the work you did before you get your reward. When they leave this dungeon, I want some villagers witness them enter the dungeon, and this dungeon has not been opened for hundreds of years. So when they leave the dungeon, I want there to be just a gang of like dudes waiting for them. They're just gonna tell them to like drop their belongings. I'm hoping they don't rest before they leave the dungeon, so that these bandits can just be like, alright, give us everything you gathered in the dungeon. A gang of dudes. Yeah, maybe they're even a little dreamy. I know it's dirty. I haven't really gotten to write about the other enemies in the campaign. I wanted to do a little bit more on Karan Bod, he has nothing to do with all this ghost stuff. He's just some guy who wants to become ruler of one of the current empires. But between me and you guys, my brain is I'm kind of burned. I don't want to use burned out, but I should have outlined this before stream. And I have a feeling if I continue, it's just gonna be me staring at my notes and like it won't be very enjoyable. So I think I'd rather play a game. If that's okay with you. I think it's a good spot to pause things. Now that we have the bullet points of everything that happened last session. And I have some thoughts about Sageroth. I think I have to sit down and really consider who the 8 who are. I've always considered the 8 who were to be not literally my first D&D party, but each one of them is I want to be inspired by the original party that me and my friends in secondary school played as when my best friend's dad ran 2nd edition for us. That was my first foray into Dungeons and Dragons. It was 2nd edition, and it was like 15 years ago. So I think it would be cool if each one of the 8 who were is not literally our player characters, but has some sort of similar likeness to those characters. I think it would be a cool little nod for me. None of my players that I run the game for nowadays are good to know, but I think it would be a cool nod. And it kind of gives me an outline, because we had like a dwarf cleric, a human mage, and it was called a magic user back then. A gnome magic user, illusionist is what that one was called. An elf rogue, a human monk, a human fighter, and a human ranger. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. You can tell them afterwards and they'll probably think it's cool. I think that kind of thing is really cool. Where like, you kind of leave little traces and references of older campaigns and newer ones. I think that's fun. There are no gnomes in my setting though, so I guess we will have to turn them into something that is not a gnome. You feel like it adds a little bit of continuity to the world. I think so, yeah. Look at all the writers and animators and developers, etc. who hide similar Easter eggs. Yeah, it's like an Easter egg. But I think right now my brain is kind of burned out from writing. Probably because I didn't get enough sleep, so I'd like to I'd like to do something that's gonna take less mental thoughts. Gnome hate? I did have gnome hate. I didn't like gnomes, but the more fantasy content I consume, the more partial I am to gnomes. But I just don't have them in this setting. We have halflings, though. Or maybe the horse tranquilizers? I kind of want to play more Ghost of Yotei. You did some work. I did work, but I feel like when I stream Dungeons and Dragons prep and I make an outline beforehand, I feel like it's better content than when I just come in. Have no idea what I'm doing. At least I got to tell you what happened last session. Seeing the chubby dragon in the D&D movie made you happy. So cute. I like when he was rolling down the hill after them. Okay. Well, as long as you're having fun, big bro. Let's save this. I'm going to run to the bathroom, and then I'll set up Ghost of Yotei, because I really want to play that, and I feel like it's not going to take that much energy if it's something I really want to do. So, I will be back in probably less than 5 minutes. I'm going to refill my water and let's stretch too. Okay. I'll be right back. lucked out with you guys. I'm glad you enjoy my nonsense. If you didn't enjoy my nonsense, Hi. Hi. Welcome back. I feel like I'm pretty hard on myself when it comes to like judging my own content. So when I have days like this where I'm like, I don't have an outline and I feel like I'm just typing nonsense and talking aloud and this is not enjoyable for anyone, and you guys are like, no, this is great. I'm pretty lucky. I think you're awesome. D&D is fun to say yap about. You enjoyed it very much. I think usually I'm a little bit more cohesive, is the thing. It's probably the 5 hours of sleep talking, but I tend to have a more cohesive recap than what we just listened to. It could also be the fact that I haven't played or thought about D&D for 2 weeks. I had a very chaotic end of the year, and I still have a lot of like emotions that are being held over from that. Hello, is this your own tabletop role-playing game you're making? No, we were working on sorry, did you hear my voice quiver? That was a cough that was coming out of my throat. We were working on a campaign that I'm running for Pathfinder. Did you ever have a full spontaneous campaign or a campaign where the players derailed the story so much you had to make something up on the spot? Back when I first started DMing, yes, but I'm much better at... The way that I run campaigns nowadays is faction-based rather than story-based. So the story is more like factions interacting and having their own goals and plans. That way, whenever a player does something and you're like, oh, I didn't expect that, I don't know what the next part of the story is. That way, the only thing you have to do is figure out what the faction's reactions to what that player did are. Yeah. I'm considering running a game for some of my old friends that first played D&D with me, and I was just gonna run one of the modules, one of the like written modules. I think it's called Dungeon of the Mad Mage. I haven't run one of those for a while, so I'm curious to see how it feels. Sorry, coughing. You've never played D&D. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. You played some Baldur's Gate 3, but that's the closest thing. Baldur's Gate 3 has a very, like, it's similar to the way that they design the books, the modules. Dungeon of the Mad Mage is fun for people who like dungeon crawls. I love dungeon crawls. That's my favorite part of the game. So, I think I'm gonna have fun running it. You like the D&D prep streams because they help you figure out how to plan your first campaign you're gonna be running. That's gonna be so fun! I look forward to hearing about it. You have to tell me about how it goes in the Discord. You check some of the other D&D VODs too. Aww. That makes me happy. I made some soup. It's like one of those like cup soups that you just sip on. These are a lifesaver for me. I'm not really good at prepping food, so anything fast and easy is good for me. I run Out of the Abyss was a module for 5th edition when it first came out. I ran some of that, and pretty much every other campaign I've run has kind of been a Frankenstein of like different adventures and modules. There was one campaign where I was making it up as I was not as we were playing, but like every month or so I would make the module and the dungeon and the stories and stuff in advance. But then halfway through that campaign I started just like taking stuff from older modules. Like I used Gary Gygax's Descent into the Center of the Earth module for basically the second half of that campaign. And that was really, really useful. I liked the way that was written, and basically the way that the entire city was written. You could run an entire campaign in it. How did you like Out of the Abyss? You've heard mixed things. I was dungeon mastering with very, very little experience when I ran that one. So I ended up getting the players to a point where they accidentally were too overpowered. And I wasn't skilled enough as a DM to like scale them back. So we ended up, that's like one of the only campaigns I didn't run to completion. Basically I was like, guys, we need a clean slate. Let's restart it. Let's play a different campaign. Sorry. Cough. What RPG games are your favorite besides Baldur's Gate? I wouldn't say Baldur's Gate is a favorite of mine. We were playing one of my favorites called Pillars of Eternity yesterday. That's one of my favorites. Baldur's Gate 3 gave you the confidence to ask some peeps if you could DM for them to try D&D for the first time. Oh, so you've been running a game for the first time, Opal? That's cool. I used to like Dragon Age a lot, but then after the second game, things got I don't know, their writing went downhill really, really quickly. I think their writing staff used to consist of a bunch of people from Black Isle Studio, who are known for making some like really good RPGs, like Fallout 1 and 2, and pretty sure Black Isle did some of the Dungeons and Dragons games. It might have been Icewind Dale, but I don't remember. But basically, after Dragon Age 1, things got kind of I don't know. Feels like EA coming in and like making it more of an attempt at getting normies to like their fantasy, their flagship fantasy game kind of ruined it. Seeing you write made me write and get some advice from watching. Well, that's good. As long as I'm helping a little bit and things are entertaining, then I guess we're all winning. Yeah, the last 2 campaigns I ran, I took some stuff from older modules. Descent into the Center of the Earth, Against the Giants, and there's one about, I think it's called Vortex of Madness. It's for 2nd edition, it's called Vortex of Madness, and there is a city in the elemental plane of water. And I ran a large portion of a campaign in that module. And then the other half of the module, the other half of that campaign, I used a 4th edition Shadowfell campaign box. But this campaign is pretty original. I haven't used any other modules so far. You always respect the Yakuza series able to balance basically being both Law and Order and The Simpsons at the same time. That's such a good, like, vibe. It takes itself seriously, but it also doesn't take itself too seriously, which I think is a fun way to, like, run an RPG. Some RPGs try to give themselves silly moments, but they don't work out because you can't juggle the energy like Yakuza games can. You wonder why people always play as humans and elves. Can't you go wild and play as a Drider or something in D&D games? Yeah, you can, but I think a lot of people want to... For me, playing like a exotic race or something sometimes feels like a cop-out from making like an in-depth character. At least personally. I don't think everyone feels that way, but I would rather play a human fighter with some intense and tragic feelings than play the exact same character that also happens to be a giant spider. I think it kind of... I don't know, it ruins it for me a little bit somehow. But I do tend to play tieflings with daddy issues though, so I'm but a simple fucking woman. How can we be serious when Ursas are silly at work? It's true. I get what you mean. Playing an exotic race kind of takes a front seat over the backstory sometimes. Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to see with words in my tired brain. Being like what are they called? An Ismar, where it's like, oh, I'm a divine being. I feel like that should probably take the forefront of your character's story. So if you also happen to have daddy issues, that's kind of gonna end up on the back burner. Okay. Our game is ready. Let's play. Let's play a game. I'm gonna lower my hair so that it's easier for me to fit on screen. Okay, that does not make me fit on screen better at all. There we go. Oh, I probably should open the game before. Hold on. I should probably open the game. Make sure it works first. My head is being cut off, isn't it? The top of my head is being cut off! It's not good. I hope this cough leaves pretty soon. Bald spot? No! It's not a bald spot! It's not! There, that's better. You must install the latest update. Is that not what I just did? Close game. Open game. Is that not what we just did? Okay, yeah, it's updated now. Yay! More Ghost of Yotei. Do you like Monster Hunter World? I've wanted to play those games, but I haven't figured out which one is good for me to get into. Cause when I see people playing them, it looks really fun. Especially the people that play like with hammer memes. Also, I like the little cats. They're cute. Worlds is beginner friendly. I think I have Worlds on this PS5. Hello, strangers. I did a little bit of peeking. And we will be able to use the arquebus eventually. I'm very excited. Yeah, this game is super pretty. Ghost of Tsushima is one of my favorite games, so I was very excited about this one. Flowing water fox den. I think it goes right here. Okay. Can I be honest with you guys? The other day when I was trying not to cough on Grieve in the Meadow. What is Grieve? Oh! Something's going on over here. When I wasn't coughing on stream, I was pretty embarrassed about how my cough sounds, but you guys made me feel pretty comfortable. So now you're stuck with me coughing on stream. You're stuck with me this way now. Ow! Ow! I was trying to throw this at him. Yeah! Ow! I have the wrong bow, that would be why. Oh! Look. This guy really cares about these mushrooms. Yeah, I was worried people were gonna be like, gross, she has a gross cough. Is he going to teach me how to cook mushrooms? God, this stupid... I hate that it makes you jump into the first person every time. Mushrooms! Skip. I'm going to skip your stupid minigame. Yeah, it's the part of, I think that's the part of this game that I don't like the most. Gonna make Kumo true Italian. Are mushrooms very big in Italian meals? I can't forage any of these. Can I forage these ones? Oh, I can. Mm-hmm. I'm sleepy. We have D&D later this evening. Jasper, the person that plays the wizard in my campaign, also runs their own D&D game. And that's the one where I'm a warlock with a gun and daddy issues. But we're gonna be playing that later this evening. So I'm considering whether or not I have time for a nap. I have my first ever manager meeting today. This person's not gonna be like my manager, but wait, what is going on there? Why was there a picture of the Fletcher on my screen? That was weird. Like they're not gonna be managing me, but I'm having a meeting with them about my activities. What kind of warlock? I play a warlock of the depths. My patron is a Cthulhu monster that doesn't even... Actually, you know what? It does know I exist now that I think about it. I'm nervous because I've only ever heard, like I said, I've only ever heard horror stories about VTuber management meetings. So I'm nervous, but after stream I'm gonna put together a little bit of material that I can discuss with them about. Depths warlocks are fun to play. The tentacle ability is really powerful. You get like a whole mini attack as a free bonus action. Ah. You do if you don't play games the whole day. What do you mean? Unbehaved. I can not play games all day. I actually don't really play a lot of games off stream. The only one that I play off stream is Conclave. Yeah, cause some classes, it's like you should be using a bonus action every round in combat, but some classes it feels like, well, I don't really have a bonus action to use, so I'm not really managing my character very well. But for this, in this case, the tentacle and the not abyss warlock, the depths warlock is super useful. Ah! Oh my god, you're joking. You're joking! You're joking! Oh my god. That was evil. That was evil! I just kept falling. I kinda respect it. I kinda respect the devs for that. There we go. Okay, I'll pay more attention. Yeah, my meeting was at 5, I think. So it'll probably end or it'll probably end around 3. I respect a game that says sucked in when you stumble. Charm of Assassin's Resolve. All assassinations gain a minor amount of additional spirit. Oh. Hi, tuning in to you're not in the good category. I'm in the wrong category, thank you! We were chatting earlier this stream. But we are no longer chatting anymore, thank you! Thank you for the heads up! What is this? Oh, maple wood. Silk fibers, more maple wood. I wonder... Oh, I could use this as a shortcut back down. It just sucks that it happened to claim me on my way up here. Yes, thank you, browsing helper! Oh, wrong button. Let's see. I have 2 more maps. Waterfall altar. Let's go there. Ugh, my cough is so bad. Ugh. This way. Flowing water fox den. Wow. I think I might be able to have a nap after my meeting. Before D&D, but after my meeting. I'll have a nap. Have you got cough drops? I have cough drops. I should probably have one right now. Let me grab one. I have one nearby. Somewhere. Right here. Okay. They're very, very yummy Japanese cough drops. Your nap was accidentally 3 hours? I took a 30-minute nap this morning. I don't really feel charged up from naps, though. Oh, hello, strangers. What? Oh. Hi, Neko. This guy's dead meat. He looks like a teenager that's like 80 years old. Two down. Huh? Ah! Ah! Oh God! Got him. Oh. He was some sort of Benjamin Button-looking teenager. It really was. Oh, Mitsubishi. Okay, let's continue. Horse! This distraction. I wonder if they're gonna continue this series with a third game. It kind of feels like Ghost of is one of the PlayStation flagship titles right now. So I don't really see PlayStation allowing them to stop making them. Oh wait, is there gonna be a secret spot behind the waterfall? Lighthouse waterfall. I love secret waterfall spots. Arrive at your tracked location. There is! I see it! It's over here! I can submerge? Oh, to hide. This game, 10 out of 10. It has a secret waterfall location. Instantly strike and disarm an enemy. I already took that one, right? Oh, it costs... I guess I just don't have access to one underneath it. Two rules of gaming. Check behind waterfalls and always behind you when you start a side scroller for secret areas. It does seem like Sony needs them in the game dev minds. I kind of had that feeling that it's like a flagship title now, because what they tried to do with I forget the name of the game, where you're like playing as, it's post-apocalyptic and there's like robots and everyone said that the main character looked ugly. I don't remember what her name is. What is it called? They even put her in Genshin and no one plays as her. Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is kind of their attempt at a flagship PlayStation title that failed miserably. Given the amount of like motion controls that they're forcing me to use in Ghost of Yotei, I have a feeling they have some sort of deal with PlayStation concerning this series, because PlayStation really wants some flagship titles. I wonder if I can kill... Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Oh no. How are you still alive? Shit. We're just throwing things at each other now. Well, I guess I'll just leave. If Ghost of turns out to be serious and it's good, it's gonna be awesome. I think I'm kind of expecting there to be a third game. I'm just not sure how they'll approach it. Okay, I got him. First try. Ghost of Tokyo. That did nothing at all. Oh, this guy's a sneaker. Look at him. He's being all sneaky. He's a little sneaker. I'm gonna sneak after him. Oh. Oh, hi. Oh, hello up there. Oh, he noticed me. Okay. I need more arrows. I sneaked the sneaker. Okay. We've attempted to fight this place before, but I got my ass kicked last time. That hit him in the head. How did he survive that? Come on. Got him. Okay. Oh, he has stuff. Taking his stuff. Climb. I wonder if that's the correct that was the correct distancing. Oh, I'm out of arrows. Whee! There we go. Is there... Oh! There's another guy. Got him! I sneaked the sneaker. You're waiting for him to tank the aura to tank it in aura farm? Oh, there's a guy over there. What the? They keep tanking my headshots. Oh, hello. Okay. You're gonna play Last of Us 1 for the first time? Is it better to play with a keyboard or a controller? I don't know. I didn't really enjoy The Last of Us. So I guess that's gonna be up to your personal preference. Hi! Good evening, Herman. Okay, last few times that we attempted this, it did not go well for us. Oh. Okay, that's the leader. There's this asshole, and there's an asshole over there. No one will know. Oh, there's a guy like right there. Okay. I bet I could take that guy out with a bow. That was very unlucky of me. That was very unlucky of me. That was very unlucky of me. Oh no, they're coming. Oh no, that was super unlucky of me. Oh my god. Not once, but twice. Okay, he's dead. There's a guy there. I'll wait for him to come over here. Maybe I should just get him now. Oh, okay. Now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Come on. Oh my god, die, dude, die. Ah. Okay, there's just two of them. There we go. That was just one. Come on. Wait, can I pick up his... I can pick up his own weapon. Come on. Okay, I think we're gonna kill him this time. He sounds so pathetic. Guards? Oh shit. He's my prisoner now. He's my little bitch. You're next. Ah! What? Get away from him. He's fine. This is my new husband. Forcefully taking him, my husband. What are these like red dots over their heads? What? What? Stop going for him! He's my friends! Oh shit. Come on! Okay. Where is he? Okay, he's still bitching on the ground like a pussy. Alright. Come on! No, no! No, 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 no! Nice! What am I just supposed to defend my new man? Okay. I did it! Nice! Oh! They were trying to help him kill himself. I understand now. I understand everything. You're not allowed to kill yourself. You're gonna live as my bitch forever. Yeah, we got a polearm last time. The bone crusher. Crushing heavy. Oh, I got a sword kit. Yay! We freed the lighthouse! Nice, nice. It only took us 3 sessions. I forced him to be my husband. The old-fashioned way. I come into your village, I choose you, and I take you as mine. Oh, hello. Taro! Oh. Oh, he sells charms? Heal technique triggers automatically when suffering lethal damage. Hmm. I'll take these. Whoa! Cool hat! I want this hat. Oh, he has dyes. I guess I'll take this. Okay. Major charm, major charm. Charm of healing. Triggers automatic. Okay, and then this one was charm of uncanny aim. We'll take that one. I got all the charms. I'm a very charming girl, what can I say? Where should we go now? Coin and a new charm. Twinkle Falls. Old Widow's Garden. I have another traveler's map. Grassy Hill Fox Den. I think that would be up here. You can go there. It's like cross the entire map though. Or at least this little section of it. Let's go gambling! There's a gambling den nearby. We can stop there first. You hear, not a single one of Kumo's husbands was able to say no. It's true. I'm gonna fight them outside the gambling den. Haha! Got him! He didn't even touch me. Weak. Pathetic. Now to gamble. He just stood there. Assert dominance to the house. No one can beat you at blackjack when you have a big sword. I'm not sure if there's actually anything to do here. Oh yeah. Isn't that like a rude greeting? I'm not sure if I can do anything here. Hello, fellow gamblers. Oh, I can gamble. Oh. Okay, I will ante. Oh?
銭はじきはな、辛抱と先読みで勝負が決まる。じゃあ教えて。台を整えるぞ。銭を選べ。一から教えてやら。これで勝てるら。
At the start of your turn, you can choose a new coin to flick.
ほんじゃこの銭で次の銭を狙ってみ。
Pick the other coin. Eh? Coins always flick ahead of you. Make sure to aim when...
その銭を思い切り弾いてみ。
What the?
上手だ。銭に当たったら次も圧の番さよ。強く弾きすぎたらどうなると思う？台からすっ飛んでいっちまうだ。音を見てるからわかる。番が変わるずら。力に任せんな。
Make any coins fall off the table and forfeit your turn. All dropped coins go to your opponent.
強く弾きすぎたらどうなると思う？台からすっ飛んでいっちまうだ。圧も優しくなれるなんて驚きだ。
Okay.
銭弾きはね、一手で当てられるのは1枚だけ。
And only hit one coin at a time. Ah!
手前の銭の左側を狙ってみ。
If you bet more than one coin, you lose your turn. Use obstacles like cups to bounce coins off or prevent them from falling off the table. Is this an actual game?
銭弾きはね、一手で当てられるのは1枚だけ。知ってるっつこ。銭の端を狙いし、ワンの方に弾け。銭弾きはね、一手で当てられるのは1枚だけ。手前の銭の左側を狙ってみ。
The first coin on its left side.
銭弾きはね、一手で当てられるのは1枚だけ。知ってるっつこ。銭の端を狙いし。
This is kind of hard.
銭弾きはね、一手で当てられるのは1枚だけ。知ってる。手前の銭の左側を狙ってみ。銭弾き
You
は
love
ね、
gambling in
一
this
手で当てられ
game?
るのは1枚だけ。知ってるっつこ。2つ当てたら番が変わるずら。
She wants me to just hit the first coin. There we go.
圧は筋がいいね。他勝負してくれよし。その前に
Did they make this game up? Or is this an actual game that people played? What does she want me to do now? Make any coins fall off the table and you forfeit your turn. Okay. Fuck! What am I supposed to do? Oh. Got it. Okay. Got it. It's probably an actual game. It's interesting. Do we have to play through all 1,000 of these coins? That's gonna be intense. Oh, I thought that counted as... Damn it, okay. Okay. I kind of understand now. No! Damn it! I suck! He's winning. He's winning! Oh no. Okay. Oh no, I suck at this. Oh, he sucks more! Okay. I'm gonna go for that guy. Okay. Oh no. It's all over. Flick it off the table. Be dumb. Okay. This is the comeback of the century. Nice. Good flick. Okay. Nice. Okay, we've... Oh. Yeah! I won!
随分と運がいい。本当に初めてなんだろうな。
ああ、刀を振ることは慣れてるが、銭を弾く方はどんとダメだ。
幾とせも昔ある女がいてよ。おとなしくて目立たねえ人だった。誰も気に留めなかったのに気づいた時にはみんな一文なしだ。
利口だな。
うん、言ってたよ。わらべを二人食わせるために銭がいるんだと。
二人？その女の名は？
こう負けてっと思い出すのも難儀でな。
Oh, it was our mom. Yeah, I'm gonna auntie. Auntie. Hooray for gambling. This doesn't feel like a gambling game. This feels more like a game of skill. Fuck. Oh no. Okay, he touched too many. He touched too many. Oh, that was close. Nice. I like when it says good flick. It's so weird. I can't change my target coin right now. I'm a god. I'm a god. Fuck. Oh no. There's no way, right? There's no way. He's ha. Ha. I'm gonna start with. Yeah, I'm gonna start with this one. Good flick. Oh no. No! No, no, no! Knock it off the table, you dork. Oh! Oh! Yeah! You got your anti-air? I'm such a good flicker, guys. I'm such a good flicker.
まるで強盗だ。
生きるためにやったんだろう。
あと双子がいるとかで、狼どもが
It was our mom.
ばかりしてた。どうしてんのかずっと気になってる。
I wonder if this is the only place where you can do this minigame.
Good flight.
Good flick. Years of flicking practice. It all came down to this one moment.
そうだろうな。
さてと、そろそろ勘弁してくれるか？ほら、呉服をやる。店を守ってくれた礼だ。ああ、そうだ。
It would be kind of lame if this is the only place you can play the minigame. Okay. Let's go to that spot that we put on the map. It was fun! Yeah. A fun little minigame. Mm-hmm. Pretty woods. The lone spider go on the hunt for new places to flick. Yes. Yes. Some might say a professional. I like the sound the horse hooves make. It's very, it's pleasing. Oh, there's something up there. Let's go over here. Oh, we've already been here. I don't think there's anyone. Yeah, there's no one left here. I'm not sure if I ever climbed this, though. I think someone said there was something up here. Nope, nothing. Okay. North! Kumo, should I get teriyaki chicken or a big old burger? You should get chicken. It's healthier for you, big bro. You should be eating healthy. Chicken is yummy. Can you get Kumo? You can't eat me, big bro. there's something over here. Oh, someone's screaming. What's going on here? What's going on? They just not gonna answer me? Oh, here we go. Your leader.
あの侍は
あの犬畜生のことかあれは松前の侍だ斎藤の
あ
どうして拷問する聞きたいことがあるのか
声だめみてえな蝦夷地から出られねえのはあいつらのせいだからだ関ヶ原の戦を知ってるだろう海軍側の俺たちはネズミのようにこの地まで追い立てられたなあの悲鳴を聞かなきゃもはや寝られない
Screams help me sleep at night. I want to hear you scream.
アホなことを抜かしやがって
お前を叩き切って褒美をもらうか
Oh. Okay, here we go. He's gonna be fast. Got him. Haven't used that ability for a while. Oh! Wolf! My wolf attacked. Yeah, get him! I'm stuck. This poor dude. Got him.
誉れを守れる王様だ
Yay! Good night. Good night, Glurat. Mwah. He has a funny little underwears.
ここらでは松前の評判は散々なのに
敵を殺すのは構わないもてあそぶのは許せぬ
そうかこの恩返せる立場にいないのが残念でならない
俺に会ったことは忘れた方がいいぞ
そうしよう
I like the writing in this game.
に戻らねば助かった
The worth of a man. I wonder if we'll see him again sometime. Crawled over here to die. Oh, my horse disappeared and then reappeared. So cool! Okay, distraction. Oh! The bird. I must follow the bird. This game is very good at keeping an ADHD person completely... Whoa. What the? Oh. I'll probably have to end soon, now that I think about it. I keep getting distracted by all the ADHD pulls. I forgot that my roommate is off at now, so I have to pick them up.
もう久しく供え物をしてない。山か。山で育ったみなしごの昔話があったな。
This game is gonna be keeping ADHD people. Whoa. I know I need to stream 30 hours per day. No, I want to stream 300 hours per month. I was trying to do 4 hours a day, but I don't think I'm gonna hit it today.
やっぱりおめも気になんだろう。遂げたことは一度もねえんだけどね。
山からの贈り物を手に入れる
It's a riddle? A boy was lost and alone, but wolves came from every corner to guide him, their eyes gazing at the true Mount Yotei. But wolves... What the? Wolves came from every corner to guide him, their eyes gazing at the true Mount Yotei. The moon? I don't know. I'm not sure what that means. There's a wolf here, though. Oh! It's a puzzle. I can't make them look up. Is this also a spinnable thing over here? Should I have them look towards the mountain? I did not expect a puzzle. I'm just gonna have them all look at the mountain. Ah!
本当に贈り物が入っていた。ありがたい。
Wait, what was it? What did we get? Charm of Mount Yotei. Reduce all damage taken. Ooh. Hell yeah. Nice! Okay, I should probably go pick up my roommate and then get ready for my little manager meeting. Thank you for coming to stream. I felt a little out of it today, so I'm pretty. It means a lot to me that you're still enjoying me when I'm at my low. Yes. I'll probably text you guys during the D&D game later tonight. And actually, I want to let you know how my manager meeting goes today. So, I will be on Discord and I will yap there. Thank you for coming to stream, big bro. I love you very much. Mwah. Until tomorrow, okay? Bye bye.